our segment called Oh Canadian, we take a weekly look at ordinary Canadians doing extraordinary things. And today we're in fact meeting three remarkable Canadians. They're all involved in a program called Kids for Kids Art for AIDS. It's a project that teaches kids art while getting them involved in helping AIDS and HIV victims in Africa. Hendrikus Berwoots founded the program. Also joining us are two of the art students, Megan Cunningham and Sean Brooker. Hello to all of you.
Hello. Good morning.
Hendrikus, give me the story of what inspired you to begin this program.
One day, almost 5 years ago, we were at an opening of an exhibition in Lukken. The exhibition was the Johannesburg Biennale, whereby we found out through the High Commission of South Africa that 1 in 5 South Africans were HIV positive. That was such an enormous wake-up call for myself and for a good friend of mine, Rudolf Bickers, that we decided as artists that we needed to help. So we invited 23 artists from around the world to all donate 100 handmade limited edition prints. That ultimately became the beginning of this fantastic project. The organization is called Artist International Direct Support. Mm-hmm. Out of it, yes.
And the kids, how did they get involved?
In the beginning, kids were not involved. It all happened to be accidental when one day we sold 8 portfolios to the London Catholic School Board and were asked to possibly do some workshop with kids and to create awareness in all the high schools that were involved. And that was very much the beginning of what now has snowballed into just a lovely project whereby we are doing workshops with a number of different school boards in Canada and some outside of Canada.
Megan, let me ask you how you got that wake-up call to become involved. What inspired you?
When we were doing the workshop, Hendrikus had gone onto a website, and it tells you how many people are dying of AIDS as we speak. And he wrote down the number at first when we started, and when we had finished, he wrote down the new number, and a few hundred had died, and it had struck me so hard that people were dying as we were doing it. It just brought it into reality.
Your aim is to help people to understand what is happening with HIV/AIDS victims in Africa, and you want people to feel something, obviously, when they look at your artwork. What do you feel as you're doing your collage?
I feel that us as human beings have a responsibility to take action, because we often hear about these things and we say, oh, you know, that's too bad, I wish I could do anything, but what can I do? And I think we need to inspire a lot of people to take action because they can do something.
Sean Brooker, let me ask you about your art. What are the pictures that you use and what do you want to elicit from people who are looking at it?
Well, in my one piece, I use an eye that's covered by a door and a giant black circle. It's just supposed to represent the child inside a mother's womb and how the AIDS is affecting not only the child but the mother as well.
And you know the stories of orphans who are in Africa who no longer, of course, have places to live in some cases, of course don't have their parents. Why did that inspire you so much to get involved?
Well, I guess it's just my mother. She works a lot with children and she's really into the child thing, so she's really always been there with the little children, so it's a big part of my life.
How did it change you?
Well, it made me broaden my outlook on the rest of the world rather than just thinking about right in Canada.
And I think it also helped us to learn to express ourselves in a new way, instead of just talking, to express our passion and feeling through another form, which is, in this case, is an art form, in painting or putting together a collage.
Hendrikus, you're an artist yourself. I've seen your work at many different times. What is it that inspires you to keep going?
It's because we need to continue to go. And we're not the only ones, okay? Luckily enough, there are a number of people in the world that are helping children affected by HIV/AIDS in Africa. And it's become a passion. It's become something that I really have to do. And I just wish that more people would do projects like ours.
Well, I see three
And-
very big hearts there, and I want to thank you all for being our Oh Canadians this week.
Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.